Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast, and I'm just checking in on you. This isn't even a podcast. This is just me poking my head into your cubicle, your office door, your fucking cardboard box, wherever you're living, wherever you're working, whatever you're doing. Are you making America great again? We're going to make it great again. Remember when it was great? That's going to happen again. Making America great again. What's going on? How are you? I'm in a good mood. My lovely daughter has entered a new phase of just nonstop crying. And I think she's going to be a Ric Flair fan, because the only thing I could do to get her to stop was, you know, those exercise balls that the ladies use them, you know, because they're always trying to work their glutes and their fucking thighs, because that's where they put the weight on. You know, guys are always over there doing sit-ups, doing that shit, right? Doing shit from Rocky, hanging upside down. Well, maybe if I hang upside down and fucking do a sit-up, you know, that'll offset the fucking 9 slices of pizza I'm going to have tonight. The pizza wins. Okay, you don't need to hang upside down. You don't even need to do you don't really even need to do sit-ups. What you need to do is you need to get some salads in your life. You got to start looking at bad food like it's some fucking chick that, you know, is great in the rack, right? But it's just, you can't bring it home to your parents. She's a fucking lunatic. That's what bad food is. And the food version of great in the rack is salt, sugar high. That's all it is, right? Just sends you shit through the roof. You're like, yeah, you know, and you just keep grabbing one fucking handful after another as something in the back of your head is just screaming no. Like when you're dating a psycho. Why am I going to go out to a farmer's market with this fucking lunatic? Why am I pretending that there's a relationship here? You ever bang a chick and she's got a window right behind her bed, and halfway through banging her, you're like, what if I just opened this and fucking crawled out? You know, I'm sure women have thought that. You know what I mean? Laying on their backs, getting fucking railed by some sweaty fucking, I don't know, banker assistant, and then he's got a skylight going. What if I was like Spider-Man right now? I could just some fucking webs and just go right up and out of here. Leave them all confused, half excited on the bed. That's what they need to have in the future. Everybody, they're trying to have better cameras on your cell phones, better recorders, fucking, I don't know, something else. Whatever the fuck. There always has to be 3 examples. So you fill in your last one. This podcast will be interactive. Why don't they come up with something that when you're with somebody, right, you just hit a fucking eject button. Like every house has like a fucking, like even if you're on the bottom floor, you just got to stand in the right place. And remember those old school offices where they would like send messages around through that little fucking vacuum thing? You know, you put the thing in the tube, it just disappear. And go into somebody else's office, sort of the original fucking emails. They should have that for people, you know? And yeah, I'm telling you, I didn't like the way you talked to my sister. And just remember, we have that dance recital on Saturday. And you just, you just walk over to the fucking porthole, and you just gone. Honey, stop it, you're scaring me. Honey, are you still there? She walks over and you're just fucking gone. Then it'd be the new thing. Instead of getting dumped, you got portholed. What's wrong with Maggie? Oh, she got portholed. Right in the middle. I think she was nagging him. You know how Maggie is. She's very, very particular. And I know I love her too. But she can be hard. She's a lot. She is, and then that's when the other girlfriends go, she is a lot. She's definitely a lot, you know? And then they fucking clink their little fucking glass of rosé, whatever it is women do in the afternoon. Ladies, what do you do in the afternoon? What is that little wine break you take, you know, like your fucking Ernest Hemingway? You know, that's what I want to say. I'm going to say something like that at that writer's thing on Sunday. Just talking about how much I booze now because I fucking sit in a writer's room. Anyway, so the only thing that keeps my daughter quiet during this phase that she's going through, which is fucking awesome, even though she's crying her brains out, now she's like looking at shit, you know? She's like taking it in and everything. It's an amazing thing, right? So we got this exercise ball, the thing that the ladies have, right? Or maybe someone like Bill Clinton who puts on weight like a bitch, right? Remember his big milky fucking thighs? During his first semester, whatever the fuck they call it, his first trimester of being president. Remember that shit? When he'd go jogging in those fucking short shorts. Well, I do. Anyways, you sit on that exercise ball, okay, and you bounce up and down. And the only thing that keeps it quiet is when I'm bouncing up and down, if I just keep going, woo, woo, you know. And as much as it was driving me nuts, as much as I was feeling my old spine compacting every time we went down, I held out this glimmer of hope that maybe she's going to be a Ric Flair fan. It's not easy to say. So anyways, how was your Thursday? You're almost there. Did they give you a paycheck yet? That was always the best. You get your paycheck, then you go out for lunch, right? Dude, you want to get a beer? We'll just have one. We'll just have one. You know? That whole fucking thing. What the fuck is it? You know what it is? It's quality of life. I was going to say, what is it about life that you just can't, 90% of the time, you're not doing what you want to be doing. You know? If there was no infrastructure or society, man, we probably only lived for fucking 30 years. But just imagine, for 30 years, you could do whatever the fuck you want. But then no one would have done anything, and no one would have taken the time to make a beer factory. So then you wouldn't have a bar, and then what would you do? You'd just be sitting around trying not to get eaten by animals. All right, so there we go. We just figured out why you have to go to work every week. But isn't Thursday exciting? I think that's the point I'm trying to make here. Thursdays are exciting because they give you that piece of paper with the numbers on it, and then you write your name on the back of it, and then you go down to those fucking crooked banker cunts. You give them that piece of paper with the numbers on it, and then they give you a piece of paper back that added more numbers to the numbers that were previously on that piece of paper. And then you walk around buying shit. Isn't that what you do? I have no fucking idea. That was another thing I liked about that old guy who smoked 12 cigars a day. And he's 109. He's still going, like one of the oldest World War II veterans out there. What I liked about him was he paid cash for everything. You know, just completely... You know, I wonder if you just slipped through the cracks after a while. If you came into this world and you just paid cash for everything and you never went on the internet, you know, somebody'd still take a fucking selfie with you. And then that would be it. And everybody like, who's this guy? Who's this mysterious guy that's never been on the internet and pays cash for everything? You know, all the advertising world would be all obsessed. We don't know what kind of toothpaste he uses. We can't have that. Starts fucking spying on him with like a drone and shit. I don't know what's going on here. I just had a bowl of cereal. Maybe that's what it is. I thought it was a healthy bowl. Do you guys like the Chex family of cereals? I'm big on the Chex families. Speaking of which, so many cereals have just fucking disappeared. When my wife was pregnant, when she was preggers, oh my God, you look so cute. When she was pregnant, she was requesting all these fucking cereals. You know, from back in the day. For some reason, I'm thinking the ending of Star Trek right now. Wah, 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 wah. She wanted Alphabets. They don't fucking make those anymore. Somehow you can go to Target, you know, but that involves like, you know, going to a mall. It's one of those anchor stores, you know, which is the goal of anybody with a small business. Someday I'm going to be an anchor store at a fucking mall. Then I'll be happy, right? And you got to fucking deal with the parking garage. And then you're like following somebody like a serial killer as they're trying to get back to their fucking car. And then they get in there and they start checking the text messages and the person behind you starts beeping. And it just becomes like, you know what? It just becomes one of those things where you just have to be like, you know what? Fuck this cereal. Fuck Alphabets. Fuck Blueberry, Count Chocula, Frankenberry, Sugar Corn Smacks, Honeycomb. Fuck all of these cereals. I don't know where they are anymore. You know what they're like? They're like old music acts that play casinos. You know what I mean? Like Loverboy. They're somewhere right now this weekend, and they're going to sing, everybody's working for the weekend, right? They're somewhere. Do, 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 do. Everybody needs a second chance, yeah. You want a piece of my heart? Tell me that lead singer didn't kind of look like Dan Marino back in the day. Anyways, that's what like old cereal is like. They're on the casino tour. They're not in like grocery stores as far as cereal goes, food in general. When you're in all the grocery stores, you're at the height of your career, right? You're Bruno Mars, you're doing the fucking Prince thing at the Grammys, right? And then somewhere, but you're right at the fucking mid-level shelf too. You headline it, maybe even the top shelf, but right at fucking eyeball level, whatever average height is, you're right fucking there. Sandwiched between the Czech cereals of Czech family of cereals, and then you got the cornflakes on the other side. You're right there. Your big stupid fucking face and whatever sugary horse shit you're selling to the public, right? And then somewhere along the line, it just you run out of hits. You collaborate with the wrong people. People's palates change, and then you get pushed out. You start going to those places where, you can only get them in certain cities. You're only in Target. Like Michelob. Michelob Light. Michelob Light, the only place I've been able to buy that was in the city of New Orleans. Once Michelob Ultra came along, it just completely fucked over Michelob Light. I don't know where it went. It's the first beer I ever got drunk on. I love that beer. I love me some Michelob Light. And, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I was just asking if you guys like to check cereals. I didn't want to do a whole 80s fucking comedy routine on cereal, did I? Fuck it, let's keep going. Then you got Wheaties. Wheaties is like the Frank Sinatra, like the Rat Pack. Like they're never going away. They're timeless fucking classics. Fly me to the moon. Eat this fucking shit that's really not good for you. Fucking Bruce Jenner didn't eat this. That's not why he won the gold medal. In other words, he's a whore. Anyways, you got Wheaties. What are the classics? Grape Nuts. They're hanging in there. They're on the bottom shelf. Grape Nuts is bottom shelf. They're still there. They're still playing the fucking, they're playing the big rooms, but not the A rooms. What's another one that's hung around for a long fucking time? Grape Nut Flakes. Sort of the Billy Carter of the fucking Grape Nut family. All right, I'm done with this fucking shit. Anyways, let's talk about what's really important out there. Nick DiPaolo. One of the fucking greatest comics I've ever seen. His new special is on right now. On CISO TV. Actually, at 8 p.m. tonight. You got to fucking watch this thing. You don't have to, but I would really appreciate it if you did. It's called Inflammatory. It's debuting today, February 16th at 8 p.m. on CISO TV, SEESO TV. To subscribe to his podcast, just go to connectpal.com/Nick. All lowercase, ConnectPal, ConnectPal.com/Nick. That's what I'm doing. I don't know what you're doing, but that's what the fuck I'm doing. And Joey Roses also has a special on Comedy Central. But Comedy Central is weird because they don't stream. They're not weird. They're old school. You know what I mean? You know what? They're not streaming anymore. So that channel, they're at Target right now. And Netflix elbowed them out. CISO's elbowed them. They're the new. They're like the millennials of fucking TV networks, and they're just cutting all these cunts out. And these other guys, when I was a kid, you had to buy cable. You had to watch commercials. All right, there's the elephant in the room that I have to address. And I know every fucking French cunt from Montreal with your silly socks. Oh, you're clapping right now, aren't you? Huh? All right. So as everybody saw it coming. You knew Claude Julien was going to take the fall for some of the moves that we've made. And, and I was saying the entire fucking time that this guy won us our first cup in 40 years. Why are we blaming this fucking guy? Yada, yada, yada. Please don't fucking fire him. What do? They fire him. So I tweeted out, congratulations to any NHL team out there that's looking for a great coach that knows how to win a cup. All right? Now, having said that, I had no fucking idea that the Montreal Canadiens were going to fire their coach. Was it Terrien? They fired him. All right? And fucking picked him up. And as much as I hate to say this as a Bruins fan, we fucking deserve it. You know, I don't know. You know what happens is everybody does it. They were doing well with Pat Burns, and Pat Burns got fucking sick of them. I always thought Pat won a cup either in 86 and 93 with them. I guess he didn't. He existed in the middle like Don Mattingly. I don't know. I have no idea. But I think I'm going to say it right now. The Canadiens are going to win a cup with Claude Julien if, before you get excited, you Montreal fans, if they will win a cup if their dumbass fans in the media don't run them out of town first. God knows they love doing that. Fucking dopes. Half of you cunts up there, you know what I mean? Why don't you get out there and skate around with your little fucking pocket square? Fucking bitch moaning and complaining. The most arrogant fans on the face of the fucking earth, without a fucking doubt, Montreal Canadian fans. New York fans are pretty bad, but there's just something about them. They're dumb. You just hear it. They fucking breathe through their mouths. They eat big sandwiches. They walk around in sweatpants. They get, you know, a guy like Paul Verzi who considers dressing up or putting on a new pair of jeans and some Air Jordans and a sweater. I swear to God, if Paul put that outfit on, he'd be like, I'm ready to meet the president. Okay? That's your average New Yorker. But they've written so many songs blowing that city that people think they're a cut above just because they, you know, their parents had unprotected sex there. You know, all those songs. If I can make it there, I'll make it. Da-da-do. Will you? Will you make it anywhere? Most New Yorkers can't even live outside of New York. They have a fucking panic attack the second they get out of the 212-718 fucking area code. They're horrific. They hold on to it like they move out here to L.A. and they keep wearing their stupid fucking New York badge, you know? Like some washed up athlete still wearing his high school fucking jacket. They just can't. They come out to LA and all they do is shit all over. It's like, so go back, you dumb cunt. You know you're going to go back. You're out here. Why don't you enjoy it? Go learn how to surf. Go have a fucking burrito. Go on a hike. All right already with the fucking New York shit. Oh, they had these fucking places where you get the fucking linguine on the fucking 78 to fucking Amsterdam. I don't even know. Look, I'm not going to take responsibility for anything that I say on this podcast. First of all, because I'm not an adult. And second of all, because the lack of sleep I've had recently. Yeah, so the New York fans, there's still an element of just, you know, they're morons. They're like Boston fans. Philly fans, we're all mouth-breathing fucking morons. Now, the Canadian fans... Okay, the Canadian fans, because they don't live in the United States, they live in Canada, they actually have to take the time to learn about other countries. You know what I mean? Which makes them appear to be more intelligent. But I'll tell you, they're some of the most racist fucking people I ever met in my life. They lose a playoff series, they burn down their fucking city. They ran Patrick Waugh out of town. Okay, the fucking hornet's nest that Claude Julien just stepped into. If they can somehow keep those people at bay and their stupid-ass media... The fucking media, those fat fucks, like, they're going to go out there and start skating. If they don't run him out of town, I'm telling you right now, if all of you fucking Montreal cunts can just keep your fucking yap shut, okay? Go buy yourself another pair of loafers and some silly fucking socks. If you can just shut your fucking mouths and stop acting like you know how to run a team, this guy could bring you a cup. I'll tell you, you got a 50-50 chance because they're not going to be, they can't sit on their hands. They can't. They speak French. You know, there's something about speaking French. All of a sudden you think you know stuff. Unless you're in France. When I go to France, those people are cool. You go to Montreal, I don't know what their deal is. So much of that was just absolute misinformation, and I really enjoyed all of it. You know what? Congratulations to Claude Julien. I'm really happy he went to another Original Six team. I hate the fucking Canadians, but I'm adult enough to not sit there. I mean, I hope he wins another fucking cup. I don't want the Canadians to do it, but I like him too much to fucking root against him. I will only root against him when it's hard because he's with the Canadians. But like, obviously, if the Bruins are playing, I'm going to root against him. But he's just a fucking class act. You know, he said he's going to keep the rivalry going, but he said something nice about the players and all of that. And we'll see. We'll see. The only thing that can screw this up is the moron Canadian fans and their media. You know, if you can run Patrick Waugh out of town, maybe this ends the curse of Patrick Waugh. Who knows? We shall see. But I just became when he went to Montreal, I just became a huge Penguins and Washington Capital fan. I will be rooting hard. Not against Claude. I just don't want to see the fucking... I love that they haven't won one in 24 fucking years. They're going on a quarter of a century. For any other franchise, that's totally acceptable, but not for them. They have to win a cup. That's all they have. This is one thing of sympathy I will say. Actually, I love the city of Montreal. I'm fucking around with you guys. Beautiful women, and you guys got fucked in 1994. And that would have been so great for baseball if the Montreal Expos even made it to a World Series. Forget about winning the whole damn thing. And they had a young Pedro, young Randy Johnson. I mean, they were fucking stacked. And I loved National League Baseball my whole time growing up. Whenever I used to watch This Week in Baseball, it was always a faster game. It was hit and run. They had all the AstroTurf, which I thought was cool when I was a kid. And, I watched the Red Sox. We were all American League. We used to just keep signing one fucking home run hitter after another lefty. I'll tell you, if this guy plays in Fenway Park, he's going to hit 80 home runs. And all he did was just ground into double plays. Like the pitcher doesn't know why he was brought to town. They just fucking low and inside, high and inside. Those cunts always loved those pitches. The low ball, they'd fucking, whatever the fuck they would do, sink around. I'm not a big baseball guy. They'd always would ground out, and then they just work them right up the ladder, and that fucking high heat on the inside. They could never lay off. It's three end of the inning. Red Sox leaving another 6 runners stranded. It's not possible, but that's what it felt like. 2 runners. Right, whatever. I was never good at math. All right, let's read some advertising here, shall we? All right, FrameBridge. Okay, FrameBridge. Do you have 1,000 photos living in your phone and not a single one in a frame? Give your personal experience using FrameBridge.com. I've never used it. Why FrameBridge? Dude, what am I going to do? Frame a bunch of pictures of me taking pictures of people who took their shoes off on a plane? I don't take pictures, but if you do take pictures, this is for you, because you know what happens. What ends up happening is you lose your phone or your laptop craps out, and if you didn't put it on the cloud, then you're just going to lose these fucking photos. Like I don't know how many photos I've taken with my cell phone. I don't have any of them. I don't know where any of them are. It's easy to use, evidently. Go to framebridge.com, choose your frame, or let their designers help you choose. Upload your photo from your computer or directly from Instagram. Preview your photo online in the frame you choose. Can't upload your photo art? No worries. You can mail it in for free. Instead of the hundreds you'd pay at a framing store, their prices start at $39 and all shipping is free. Plus, my listeners get 15% off their first order at framebridge.com when they use my code BURR, B-U-R-R. Go to framebridge.com and use promo code BURR. You'll save an additional 15% off your first order. Just go to framebridge.com/BURR. Once again, hey, that's framebridge.com/BURR. I missed a paragraph. Evidently, they have an expert team at FrameBridge that will custom frame your item in days, not weeks or months. Days. Okay, that's way quicker than weeks or months. And deliver your finished piece directly to your door, ready to hang. FrameBridge offers a happiness guarantee. Their team gives each item personal care and attention because meeting your expectation is as important as meeting their own. There you go. They're an old school business. They're going to treat you right. FrameBridge.com, promo code BURR. All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ba-doop, boop, boop. Me undies, Julian to the Habs. Ba-doop, doop, doop. Me undies. All the Frenchies are so glabs. They're running around like a bunch of douches with the silly socks and the pocket squares, but their fucking balls are nice and soft, just like their fucking morals. They're always outside their marriages. All right, MeUndies. Elevate your underwear game to the next level with MeUndies. You've perfected your wardrobe, but what about the stuff not everybody gets to see? If you've been settling for store-bought underwear 5-packs, I have something that will change your life for the better. MeUndies. What is MeUndies? Oh, just seriously soft, feel-good undies delivered right to your fucking door. MeUndies are designed in L.A. and made from sustainable source micromodal. Oh, now it's micromodal. A fabric 3 times softer than cotton. Well, how did it become micro and still just as soft? There must have been a reason for it. MeUndies softer than soft. Softer than soft. Smarter than smart. Luxury undies come in an ever-changing selection of classic colors, bold shades, and adventurous patterns so you can tailor your undies to your own personal style. And guess what? You can save time and money each month with a monthly subscription. How much are you shitting yourself that you need to get new underwear every month? And if you're not ready for subscriptions, that's okay. You can still save. That's because MeUndies is offering you 20% off your first pair. Just use our special URL, MeUndies.com/Burr, to get 20% off your first pair. Holy shit. So go ahead, revamp your underwear drawer. You deserve it. Once again, that's MeUndies.com/Burr. MeUndies.com/Burr. All right. Indochino. Talk about how a made-to-measure suit fits compared to a generic off-the-rack suit. Well, isn't that self-explanatory? You know, unless you're mannequin measurements, right? Which are really weird now. You know what I mean? They got like the shredded ones. They finally don't just have all white mannequins. They've let other races of people, you know, that aren't alive to be allowed to fucking model clothes. I don't need to talk about what, obviously, hey, if you just grab a random fucking suit that sort of fits, is that not as good as having one that's fucking tailor-made? Indochino is one of the largest made-to-measure menswear brands. Get a high-quality suit made to your exact measurements for a perfect fit. Yeah, then you got to stop eating. Well, not stop eating. You got to keep your calorie intake the exact fucking same way. You also get to customize your suit just the way you want it. Here's how it works. Visit a showroom or shop online at Indochino.com. I-N-D-O, Chino, C-H-I-N-O.com. Pick from hundreds of fabrics. Choose your customizations from lapels to pleats to jacket linings and more. What are pleats? I know what lapels are. Aren't pleats those fucking lines people used to have in their pants in the 1980s? Submit your, and I'm not talking about creases. I mean the ones up near your dick or your vajayjay, as Oprah says. Submit your body measurements. Place your order and wait for it. It's going to arrive in just 4 weeks. But this week, my listeners can get any premium Indochino suit for $389. Indochino.com. At Indochino.com when entering Burr at checkout. This is perfect if you're just entering the business world. You want to look good with a fucking, cheap suit. Not cheap in a bad way, but, you don't have to spend a lot of money. That's 50% off the regular price for made-to-measure premium suit. You can customize it so no one has the same one as you, plus shipping is free. That's Indochino.com. Promo code Burr for any premium suit for just $389 and free shipping. Incredible deal for a suit that will fit you better than anything off the rack ever could. So there you go. They're affordable suits, but they're actually fitted like you're hosting The Tonight Show or Late Night with Conan O'Brien or The Jimmy Kimmel Show, a talk show. All right. Are we almost done here? Oh, this is the last one. CISO, which tonight will have Nick DiPaolo's new special at 8 p.m. Ever hear the saying, laugh at the world? Laugh and the world laughs with you? Yeah, I've heard that, but I've never really thought about it. Laugh and the world laughs. Woo! Yeah, step on a bus and do that. See what happens. They'll be laughing at you. Laugh and the world laughs with you or at you, depending on the situation. I think is the way it should be. All right. Anyways, well, I hate to tell you, but the world has left you in the dust because they've already signed up for CISO. I just blew their whole joke. Let me start over again. Ever hear the saying, laugh and the world laughs with you? Well, I hate to tell you, but the world has left you in the dust because they've already signed up for CISO. In other words, they're already laughing over there without you. The ad-free company streaming service with a huge library of stand-up, TV, and original content. The world will be laughing whether you join in or not, so you might as well get on board. With CISO, you get unlimited access to CISO's original series, next day, late night, hilarious stand-up specials, binge-worthy classics, including 42 seasons of Saturday Night Live, the entire Monty Python catalog, the It Crowd, and more. With CISO, Jesus, the guy with the leaf blower. Can you hear that? With CISO, you get binge-worthy classics, British cult comedy, original series like Harmon Quest and Bajillion Dollar Prize, property. What? Bajillion dollar properties. That's how you spell bajillion? I didn't think that was a word. Not to mention the entire SNL library, including new episodes the day after they air. Plus, CISO brings stand-up right to your living room with exclusive content from today's best comedians, including Nick DiPaolo tonight at 8, on demand and commercial-free. Sign up now to catch brand new stand-up specials from Brian Posehn, Nick DiPaolo, and Joey Coco Diaz. Hey, brother, we're living like doctors. Or watch your favorite sets from comedians like Louis C.K., Amy Schumer, and Hannibal Buress. Access CISO content from anywhere at any time using iOS, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Windows, or Xbox One. Ready for the punchline? CISO is just $3.99 per month. Jesus Christ. I got to sign up for this shit. No joke. $3.99 per month for all the comedy you want, anytime, anywhere, ad-free. I might do that just to watch fucking all 42 seasons. Just go to CISO.com, SEESO.com right now and sign up for 1 month for free with promo code Burr at checkout. This is the best offer CISO has right now. 1 month for free of laughing your ass off comedy at CISO just by using promo code Burr. That's CISO.com, Jesus Christ, spelled SEESO.com, promo code Burr. They got it written again. CISO.com, promo code Burr. Fuck. All right. It's over. Hey, speaking as much as Claude Julien has left, what's his face? Bruce Cassidy is undefeated, and we beat the Canadians. Shut those fuckers out 4-0. 4-0. I didn't realize Tuukka Rask was like 0-9-3 at the TD Bank North Garden lifetime against the Canadians. I had no idea he had never won at home. That's fucking weird to me. Maybe it was the other guy. I can't remember his name. It was our goaltender. We won the fucking cup. The guy wouldn't go to the White House and then took a year off to go find himself, and then I never heard from him again. I think he went to the Panthers. Anyways, let's fucking plow ahead here, shall we? Billy, no booze, no cigars is still fucking cruising along. I took my life insurance test, and fucking guy took blood. Jesus, he's like, couldn't find the vein. He fucking hacked up my arm big time. So that's going to bruise a little bit. And you know what? He was right. But anyways, I kind of like not smoking cigars. I haven't smoked since last year. I like saying that. So I think I'm going to go on a little run. You know, no booze, no cigars. I'll tell you, a kid will keep you fucking sober. You know? Instead of looking fondly for that fucking glass of scotch at night, no. All you're thinking about is, oh my God, when this kid goes to sleep. When this kid goes to sleep, I'm going to sleep, and I am going to fucking sleep the whole fucking night away. That's all I care about right now. It's just getting a little bit of sleep. But it's been fucking awesome, man. Already watching it changing, watching how now when she looks at stuff, she can really like kind of take it in. And I was still waiting for the first smile. I still think she just has gas if she's going to the bathroom. They start smiling, and you think they're smiling at you, and you're like, oh my God, you're smiling at me? And then, you know, you kind of drift out of their line of vision to see if they're still looking at you, and then they just continue looking where your head was. And it's just like, oh, all right, I guess you're not. So anyways, have I done my contractually obligated 33 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever the fuck I'm supposed to do on this? By the way, still loving my car. Loving it more than ever. I had to put my truck in storage. So what I do is on the weekends, I just drive my car over to the storage. I switch them out. And eventually my next house, because the layout of my house, I don't know if this is going to work with one kid or if we decide to have another one. I don't know if it's going to work out. Because it's either we're upstairs and the kid's downstairs, or we're downstairs and the kid's upstairs. And that just doesn't fucking work out. So I don't know. Maybe I'll have to move. I have no idea. But I will tell you this. The next fucking place that I move, I don't give a fuck about a view. All I give a shit about is a fucking driveway that, you know, that isn't built for a Model T fucking Ford, that is built for modern day cars. I would love to have the fucking circle driveway. You know, those people like on Dallas, they'd have a big fucking ranch. You know, they have their own fucking street, just driving all the way down there, and just have anything, a little carport, someplace for my truck. That's all. I don't give a. When I picture my dream house, I don't even think about the house. All I think about is the driveway, the garage. The garage, I got a gym, and I got a fucking a little drum room. you know? And I got a place for my truck and my car. And when I come out, I don't have to move like 20 fucking cars to get my fucking car out. I don't have to move 20 cars. I just have to move my car and my wife's car. But I feel like a valet. You know? That's all I give a shit about. I don't give a fuck about the rest of the house. The rest of the house is for your wife. They like that shit. They're social. Okay? Men need to get away from shit. And if I can have in this fucking garage, all right, if I can just have a little place where I can work out, and I got a place where I can play drums, and I got my old truck, and I got my car. I mean, what the fuck else do I need? You know? Right there, I'm good. Like, I actually think my dream house is just a garage with a room above it. You know? And the garage has enough room for 2 cars, a modern and a classic. The back is the gym, and then the drum room, and then upstairs is a little fucking kitchen, flat screen TV, right? Little fucking humidor and whatever the fuck else you need. Dude, maybe that's, you know something? All this whole downsizing in life, that's a fucking great idea. Oh, shit. The fucking divorced guy's house. That's all it is. And you just make an entire fucking street, you know, so they can still make their child support payments. They can still pay their alimony and all that. All these fucking women out there whining about how they know, hey, I don't make as much money. Yeah, you do. You get your check and his check. So many of you do. And you're still going to those fucking rallies, standing out in the rain, listening to Alicia Keys. This crowd is on fire. Get the fuck out of here. What, Nia? Everything that I've said, you're going to stare at me for that? Hey, Nia, listen to this idea. Come here. Come here. Nia. Oh, come on. Don't be like that.
Don't be like what?
Come here. I have a great idea.
Asshole like you?
She goes, don't be like what? An asshole like you? Ooh. What are we at the bus stop? Come here.
What is that supposed to be?
I'm saying that insult was on the level of somebody standing at a bus stop. Oh, look at the little cutie cakes. What do you say there? I love how soft her feet are.
Now.
Huh?
You have a daughter now.
So what does that mean?
You know what that means. You
yeah, it means
exactly
I have to be extra funny because now I got 2 of you ladies I'm paying for.
Are you funny? Is this what you consider funny? Move out of the way. I want to put her down. Don't kiss me and try to make it cute.
Oh, shut up. Listen to me. Sit down. I got an idea. The divorce guy's house.
Okay.
All right. So all it is it's a 2-car garage. And in the back, there's a little gym. If you play drums like me, there's a little drum room. And above it is just like almost like a loft. Mm-hmm. And that's your kitchen, your flat screen TV, your bed, just the only thing that you need. Because when I think of our dream house, I don't even think of the house. That's all I want is that.
Okay.
Do you think that would work if I had a whole street of fucking divorce guys? They're all paying alimony, all paying child support, all you strong women going to court. Oh, my God, I'm a woman. I can't afford to do it. What am I going to do in the real world? And they have to give...
You have no idea what anybody goes through in a divorce and having to get alimony or any of that kind of stuff. So
yes, I do, because I've divorced men. I've talked to divorced men.
Have you talked to any divorced women about it, or you just talk on one side?
Yes, I did.
Who?
I talked to a lot of them on Rodeo Drive. I'm in the money. I'm in the money. I get my check and I get his fucking check too.
Don't curse in front of the baby.
Okay. I'm in the money. I'm in the money. I get my check and I get his freaking too.
That's better.
Huh? You like that? That was take 2. You guys just got the outtake. All right. Oh, look at her. Look how cute she is. All right. I gotta close this up here. Thank you guys for listening. I can't say this word in front of my daughter. You know what I say. You so-and-sos have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you guys.
Go F yourself. Say no.
Go F yourself. Go F yourself. Don't take any S from anybody. I'll talk to you guys on Monday. And congratulations to Claude Julien for getting the respect you deserved. You were unemployed for, 2 or 3 days? Best of luck to you, even though you're with the Canadians, unless you're playing my boards. All right, I'll see you.
For a while at the China Cat Sunflower Town, walking jingle in the midnight sun. But don't vote a drip of silver, come on, I like a crazy quilt star gown through a dream night.
going on? It is Bill Burr, and it is the Monday morning podcast for Monday, February 16th, 2009, in the year of the fucking, what is it? What is it the year of? In China. Huh? What animal is it? That's one of those dumb conversations you have in a bar when they'll have like a poster of that on the wall, like, what year you were born in? You were born in the year of the monkey? I can see that. I can see that. No, totally, I can see that. Shut up, you dumb cunt. Okay? If you don't have anything to say, it's okay to just not say anything. You don't have to just start looking at shit on the walls and trying to force a conversation. Why don't you just stare straight ahead and think about how you ended up here? You know? How you can change things in the future so you won't have this screaming sound of fucking regret in your head all the time, to the point that you're going to need to try to drown it out with some stupid fucking shit about a poster on the wall in this shithole bar. Oh, God, that felt good. It's raining out here right now in California. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. I fucking hated that song. Who sang that song? That was the Carpenters. You know, there's a woman who let shit get to her, huh? Oh, it's raining out. I think I'll go throw up my breakfast. Let you fucking... that was really, really fucking mean. That was really mean. I apologize to the Karen Carpenter estate for that one. I'm going to make a donation to the Bulimia Fund. You know what? Someone's going to take that joke really seriously, and I'm going to get some more fucking hate mail, which I get on these things quite a bit sometimes. Quite a bit sometimes. Huh, you like that? I say quite a bit, and I'm thinking in my head, no, I really don't quite a bit. It's actually sometimes. So I try to fix the lie. But anyway, someone's going to fucking, not even a lie. It was just like I was just exaggerating because, you know, that's just what you do. You know what I mean? Like you just exaggerate. You just get used to exaggerating whatever the fuck it is you do. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm doing the exact thing I just was given that hypothetical woman who was talking about the poster in the bar. I was giving her shit about doing it, and then I turned around and I did it. You know, so now someone else has to have a podcast trashing me, and that's how it starts. Did that make sense? I didn't think so. Yeah, so if you guys, if you've never been out here to California, at least the southern part of it, people always, you know, they talk about the weather out here, how it's like Groundhog Day, how, you know, every day is the exact same. Oh, my God, every day it's 70 and beautiful. Don't you get sick of it? And I used to be that person, but I kind of am starting to understand the weather out here, and it's pretty fucking fascinating. Basically, what happens is at the beginning of the year, usually I guess this time of year, around, you know, January, February, it rains almost every day for a month. Almost every fucking day it rains, and what it does is obviously it builds up. Oh, Jesus, I've really talked myself into a corner here. I really don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but it's not going to stop me from plowing through this. I was like, it builds up the shrubs and green things, like I didn't even know what fucking word to use there. Just basically the Hollywood Hills, you know, they're usually like, you know, brown and that type of shit because we live in a desert. But after a month of this stuff, everything becomes really green and really beautiful. And, you know, then it stops raining. And then it's 70 degrees out and everything's green and it's fucking gorgeous out here. But what happens is over the course of the year, because we live in a desert, all that green shit starts to turn brown and it starts drying out. And then when the Santa Ana winds come across, it dries the shit out of it. And then that's around fall, and that's when we have fires out here. And the funny thing is the fires are completely natural. People out here, for some reason, they act like they're fucked up. Like, oh, my God, the fire just jumped over the 405. Holy shit, what's going to happen? And we sit there and we try to put the fire out, which we shouldn't be doing. Nature is taking its fucking course. It's burning out all that green shit, and what the firemen do is they put the fucking fires out and they leave a bunch of brown shit. You know, that should have burned up, but now isn't, and then next year the fire's going to be even worse. And it's just the typical shit, like we think it's a tragedy because nature is doing what it naturally does. And it's not nature's fault. Some fucking idiot built a house in the middle of shit that turns brown every year and catches on fire. You know what I mean? Would you sit in a fireplace? Would you build a house in a giant fireplace? I wouldn't do that. So what I'm trying to say is the fucking living in the hills is overrated. You want to live down here in the flatlands. Well, the apartment buildings are. What, one palm tree catches on fire? I mean, the amount of people jogging by with water bottles can put that shit out. But those fucking people who live up in the hills, they're crazy. Not to mention all the soil dries out because there's so little water, right? Because we live in a desert. The soil dries out to literally the top 6 inches is fucking bone dry. So then when it rains like this, that's what causes your mudslide. Because evidently it can't absorb it. It's like dandruff. And it just washes down. And it goes into the side of the guy's house. And I watch it on the news and I laugh. What the fuck? What the fuck am I talking about? Why don't I read some stories? I got to tell you something. I got some great questions this week. I got some great stories and some great underrated, overrated. I really feel like my 14 listeners, which I think is actually up to 22. I don't know what the fuck it is. I just like saying 14. You guys are really up in your game here. And, before I get into the stories, everyone who submitted me, who made the finals for that DVD competition, could you please resend me your addresses? Half of you haven't. 2 of you sent me your addresses, and I lost the emails because I'm a fucking moron. But I don't want to get charged with some sort of. I don't want to be on the news, those investigative reporting things.
He had a podcast. It was only doing okay, so he decided to give away some DVDs. But the DVDs never came.
I want to send them out. So, for the love of God, all right, Bill, why don't you shut the fuck up and read the story? Okay, here's a great story for you. I do my whole little rants about the automated checkout lines in grocery stores and how they're bullshit. I don't think it's technological advancement. It's technological advancement would be if I just walked up and somehow I just stood there and magically this machine knew what the fuck I owed, and then I paid and then I left. That would be an advancement. But to come up with an automated machine where now I go up, there's no cashier, and then I become the cashier, to me, is not technological advancements. That's me working at the grocery store for free. So, one of my disciples, who actually believed in this, said, hey, Bill, here's something that happened to me yesterday that you might appreciate. He said, I was in a Stop and Shop yesterday, so I'm guessing that's East Coast, right? Dude, let's go to the Stop and Shop. Get a fucking 30-pack of Strohs, dude. I was in Stop and Shop yesterday and just grabbing a couple of things. There was one lane open and the 4 empty self-check registers. So basically one lane's open with the cashier, and then there's 4 of those automated things that are wide open. And so he says, remembering the point you made in the podcast a few weeks ago about the whole self-check concept, I got back into the open line behind 5 or 6 people. I guess that's the cashier line. The girl who stays by the self-check lanes came over and said she noticed I only had a few things and that I could just use the self-checker and be out of there quicker. I just said, no, that's okay. I'm not going to do your people's job for you. After she heard that, she was like, excuse me? So I was like, nothing. I have no problem waiting. I'm just not doing your job for you. So she walks away, and about a minute or 2 later, a manager comes over to me and asks if there's a problem. So I keep my composure at this point and tell him there's no problem, that I'd just rather wait online than ring up my own stuff. He then goes on to tell me that his employee told him that I was being rude and disrespectful and that he was going to ask me to leave the store. I said to him, are you serious? I didn't even raise my voice. I just told her I'd rather wait in line and that the other people online standing next to me can vouch for me. Of course, when he asked the other people what happened, nobody said a goddamn word to defend me because I was apparently in a line with a group of Helen Kellers. Typical spineless fucking pussies, right? So this is his final point. He says, I understand that the girl was just trying to help me out by suggesting that I use that line to get out of the store quicker. But when I calmly told her that I was fine, she didn't have to make up some bullshit story to spite me. When the day comes when cashiers are phased out and all there is self-check registers, and that cunt is out of a job, I will have a nice chuckle to myself. You know something, Mike? I can't get mad at you on that one. I actually got annoyed by that girl, and if she lost her job, but you know, I don't know. I think you're right on that one. Although, I got to admit, you know, to use De Niro's line in Goodfellas, you insulted her a little bit. A little bit. You kind of insulted her. You got to go nicer next time, and just say, listen, you know what I mean? I don't want you to lose your job. Those machines are taking your job, and I don't want to be a part of that, so I'd rather stand in line here so you guys can keep making a paycheck. If you said it that way, but you kind of went a little bit, went a little hostile, and you were like, yeah, I'm not doing your job for you, you know? I mean, I don't know, did you have, you know, so go fuck yourself tone? I have no idea, but you know something? I totally back you when you think that, you know, I would have been living in that situation. I wouldn't have been able to control myself when that manager came over. I would have been like, I didn't say anything. And then I would have been like, you know, these machines are bullshit. At that point, I would have cursed and they'd be like, I'm sorry, sir. You need to leave the store. So, I don't know. Does that make any sense? It's like I agreed with you and I scolded you. I agree with you. When she doesn't have a job, I'll be fucking happy too. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know what that's a rough one. That is a rough one. I'm just fucking out of it today. I had a real fucking bad time last night at the comedy club. I had two different people coming up to me saying shit like, you know, I'm not even going to fucking say it. It's just one of those things where another comic comes up to you, and as they compliment you on a joke, you know that they're going to steal it. You know, they do that shit. You know, I really like that joke you did about blah, 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 blah. You know, it's just amazing, you know, when I watch comics, all the different takes people have on things. Let me guess, your take is the same as my take, except you switch two words, you fucking cocksucker. All right, next story. Hey, Bill, thanks for driving that faggy hybrid. This is always nice to read on a fucking Monday. Hey, Bill, thanks for driving that faggy hybrid. Every bit you guys save ensures just that much more for me to use in my muscle car. Was wondering if you've got something that looks like a car, or did you get the one shaped like a butt plug? All kidding aside, I dig your stand-up podcast, all that shit. Awesome. No hybrid looks like a butt plug. I can be honest with you, I don't know what a butt plug looks like. I imagine it looks like something that you stick in the sink. Isn't that what a butt plug looks like? I like how he's calling me a fag, but he knows what a butt plug looks like. You know something? I'm going to chime in early on the underrated, overrated. You know what's overrated? Muscle cars. Muscle cars are so fucking overrated, it's ridiculous. Have you seen those things, those auctions they have? These fucking baby boomer, geek fucking rich douchebags are spending like $150,000 to get a 68 Mustang. The fuck is wrong with you? Fucking idiots. Probably can't even change the oil. They want to go in there and get the, you know, the body off restoration, paying $150,000 for a Mustang. It's a Mustang. You know what I mean? You fucking idiot. You could literally go buy a piece of shit Mustang, you know, not a piece of shit, but it's got a decent body, and just throw a new fucking engine in it. Why would you spend $150,000?
Look at it. It's got the original roll the window down handles, you know? In 1968, these were actually shut up. It's not worth $150,000. Those cars are so fucking grossly overpriced. Those are overpriced. Those vintage guitars. I don't know if there's any musicians. Those fucking beat up fucking Fenders and Les Pauls from 40, 50 years ago that, you know, if you can't play, you can't fucking play. There's no reason. There's no guitar that's worth $50,000. And they got the shit kicked out of them. They're all worn out. They look like shit. I don't understand it. So we brought up the point the other day. Well, Stevie Ray Vaughan, he used to play an old guitar. He got it in a pawn shop. He probably paid fucking $30 for it. I can tell you right now, if that thing was $50,000, he would have been playing a ukulele on the Texas Flood album. But anyways, why do people think they're so manly if they have a muscle car? I don't fucking understand it. It's like you can get one for $15,000. It's not like I couldn't afford to buy one.
That's just fucking idiot, and it just automatically makes you gay. I gotta admit, it's the little tires. It's the little tires that make it faggy. And you know what? The guy's right. They are faggy. They are faggy looking. I don't know if they look like butt plugs. You know? All right, you know what? At the risk of having the FBI come to my door to find out what I'm doing, I'm actually going to go on the internet right now, and I'm going to fucking Google images butt plugs. You know what I picture? I literally picture like a little plug, and it has like the threads, like you literally screw it in. And then it's got that little metal ring. You just sort of pull it out. All right. Is butt with two? Butt plug. I'm going to have to fucking burn this fucking iPod after I do this. Images. All right. Butt plug. Search images for a butt plug. Here we go. Jesus Christ, that looks like a fucking grenade. Custom butt plug. There's a Paris Hilton butt plug, and it's shaped like a hand. Oh, my God, these are horrific. Foxtail butt plug. There's a family circus, with a butt plug. Wow, these are creepy. Sex toys are creepy. Okay, these are gross. And to save you guys, well, I can't explain what they look like. I guess they look like if... they look like Christmas trees with the stand. That's the only way I can describe it. It's the same shape. That's gross. That's fucking gross. See the level you just fucking brought this podcast down to? That is really disgusting. Anyways, well, you know something? The audio of this will save me if the FBI comes. I'm like Pete Townsend. I was just doing research. All right, next one. Hey, Bill, I saw you on Comedy Central in December, and I've been listening to you ever since. I know how strongly you feel about people. What the fuck is this? Using the self-checkout, which I agree with, and I was wondering how you feel about people paying bills online. This is a great question. What do you feel about people paying bills online? I'll tell you what I feel. I think you're out of your fucking mind if you pay your bills online. I know it's easier and it's more convenient, but, you know, that bullshit where they sit there and they try to say, like, this is a completely secure site. You don't have to worry. But there's fucking nerds out there breaking into the fucking computer at the Pentagon. You should never pay your bills online. You shouldn't buy anything online. You shouldn't do any of that. You're rolling the dice. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I do it, but every time it's fucking stupid. I won't pay my bills online. I certainly won't do that online banking. You're going to put your fucking your balance, your fucking account number, all of that shit. You're going to put that online. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. But this guy's basically saying, I'm probably beating a dead horse, but the less mail that needs to be delivered, the less carriers they need. My brother is a mail carrier, and it fucking pisses me off that people don't want to pay 42 cents to mail a letter. I mean, come on, I'm a tight ass myself, but you can't buy shit with 42 cents. What do you think? I don't know, man. Email people back and forth. I mean, there is an element of technology to it, but I will tell you this, like, I will forever pay bills by you using the mail. I mean, a mailman. I don't know. It just seems, I mean, not saying that people can't fuck with your mail, but I don't know. I think you're out of your fucking mind. At the very least, if you do your banking online, you're out of your fucking mind. Unless you don't have shit anyways. If you don't have any money, who gives a fuck, right? That's one of the great things about being broke. You know, when you want to punch someone in the face, you can't. You don't have to worry about getting sued, but I guess you got to worry about going to jail, and you can't afford a good lawyer. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyways, let's talk about shit I have coming up. I'm going to be at Wise Guys Comedy Club this weekend in Ogden, Utah. And this is the first time I've ever been out. I did a college there a number of years ago, but I can't remember the last time I was out. When the fuck was I out in Utah? I don't remember. But anyways, the show is on February 20th, and the website is www.wiseguyscomedy.com. If you're on my website, you can click on the link, It's right to the left-hand side of the page, and clicked on Ogden. I'm going to be there for one night only, 2 shows, and that's it. Wait a second. What the fuck are they saying here on the website? Oh, they got it right. So there you go. So if you saw me in Comedy Central, I wrote a whole new fucking hour. And, so all you Mormons, or whatever the hell you guys are out there, you BYU fans, come on out to the show, and I'll make you fucking laugh, and then I'll go back to my hotel room and stare out the window, wonder what happened. It's actually a scary place to land. If I remember correctly, Salt Lake City is surrounded by mountains, so they kind of have to fly over them, and then at the last second do like a military landing, just drop like 10,000 feet, I believe. All right, here we go. Let's get into the podcast questions for the week. All right, Bill, question number 1. Every now and again, on shows like Access Hollywood, Entertainment Tonight, or Extra, they let the everyday working class person know how much television and movie stars make. Every time I hear the ungodly amounts, I'm disgusted. As well, I should be. All righty. Fully understanding the gluttony involving the government and the banks, what about these repulsively overpaid stars? Why are you comparing celebrities to banks that stole from everybody's 401k? You know, what's the worst a star can do? Put out a movie, hype it, say it's good, and you're out $10. You know what I mean? And most of them fall off after 3 years. And I don't know. I don't think they're grossly overpaid. I think they are overpaid because the actors underneath them don't make as much as they used to, and the main person, I guess, gets most of the money. But, you know, look, if you fucking make a movie and you have me star in it or you have Tom Cruise star in it, you know what I mean? You can't say Tom Cruise isn't worth the fucking money. You put Tom Cruise in it, it's guaranteed the fucking thing's going to make $100 million, basically. He's been doing that for 25 years. I don't think that guy's overpaid. So I don't agree with that. I don't think that you can, government stealing money and banks stealing money, you can say that celebrities, I don't know. I don't think that's the same thing. Not to mention celebrities have no privacy whatsoever. And I think they get paid right about what they deserve. Because when you get to that level of fame, you need a huge house with a wall around it. You need your own movie theater. You need your own tennis courts because you can't fucking go anywhere. Because eventually you're going to have to pick your nose, and it's going to be on the cover of a magazine. So you need, 200-foot shrubs so you can comfortably get the underwear out of your ass and do what fucking human beings do. Does that make any sense? All right. Bill, I watch a lot of stand-up comedy. I critique it to death. I analyze the joke, delivery, wording, timing, everything to decide what could have been done differently to make it funnier. When I watch you perform, everything you do and say seems to be spot on, and it went perfectly planned. I was wondering, when you watch your own specials, do you find parts that you are unhappy with or feel you could have done much better or differently? Yeah, the whole fucking thing. When I go to edit it, I watch it one time. I watch it one time with one eye closed, and then I never watch it again. I'm going to be one of those people. Like, if I ever get my own TV show, I will never watch one episode of it. Yeah, it's not a fucking natural thing to see the back of your head or see what the side of your face looks like or to hear what your voice sounds like or to watch you hold in a glass. It's not natural to be outside of yourself watching yourself. It's just fucking, it's like this outer body experience. It's fucking weird. And I don't know, if you're comfortable doing it, I don't know. More power to you, but I can't fucking do it. So yeah, I think about stuff all the time. Well, certain times. My HBO special, man, that one wasn't too hard to watch because that one went great. Why Do I Do This wasn't too hard to watch, but those I only watched them one time. But like a bunch of shit earlier on in my career. You know what it is? It's when it's on TV. That's when it freaks me out. Like if I filmed myself last night, at the Comedy Store or whatever, I could go home and I could watch it, and I wouldn't have a problem watching it, and I could actually enjoy it. But the second I know it's going to be on TV, and the fucking cell phone. It's my girlfriend's cell phone, huh? California dreaming. How gay is that? Why? Hey, it's your phone. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, so, but the second I know it's going to be on TV, that's when it freaks me out. And then I'm like, oh my God, you know, anywhere from fucking 1,000 people to fucking whatever. How many people fucking watch Comedy Central? However many of that is are going to see this shit. And then everything I do, any little screw up that I do becomes, you know, 900 feet tall, and I freak the fuck out. And it probably comes down to the fact that I don't like myself. Oh, that's sad, Bill. Why don't you like yourself? I don't know. I'm working on it. All right, Bill. What would you attempt to, this is a person asked me a bunch of new agey questions. What would you attempt to do if you knew you would not fail? Jump off a tall building? You know, well, I guess I wouldn't fail by jumping off a building and living. You know, I just want to feel what that adrenaline rush feels like, as you're like, fuck, as you're going down. I'd do something like that. I know that person wanted something a lot deeper than that. Let me see here. What would you attempt to do if you knew you would not fail? What would I do? Jesus Christ, I'd probably try to do some Gandhi shit, you know, if I wouldn't get assassinated. I wish I had that kind of charisma. If I could lead a Gandhi revolt against these fucking automated cashier machines, you know, I shoot small. You know what I mean? Gandhi, you know, what did he get? He got England to fucking leave India. What thanks does he get? He gets shot in the back of the fucking head, or at least Ben Kingsley did. I don't know much about the real Gandhi. Actually, you know, it's funny, when I picture Gandhi, I picture Ben Kingsley as Gandhi. Number 2, Bill, you had 2 identities. If you had 2 identities, one is yourself and one is an animal, what kind of animal would you be? You know something, I feel like I'm on a really bad date right now. What kind of animal would I be? Something that could run the fuck away really fast from these questions. If I could be one animal, I think I'd be a bird because I've always wanted to fly. What kind of animal would I be? Something poisonous so I could fucking bite you on your ankle? No, that's mean. I don't know. What's my favorite animal? I like bears. Yeah, so stupid. Question number 3. Bill, what is one of the most valuable lessons you have learned so far? To proofread the questions. No. What is one of the most... I'm really trashing this person. These are good questions. You know what? Don't be... If you're the person who wrote this, you listen to me right now, don't feel bad that you wrote these, okay? This has nothing to do with you. This has to do with me, and all of a sudden you're tapping into an emotional level in me that I'm not comfortable exposing. All right? This is feeling like I have to relax and open up, and it's just really fucking creeping me out. All right, let me fucking white-knuckle my way through this last one. Bill, what is one of the most valuable lessons you have learned so far? Whether you learned it watching someone else go through the situation or you experienced it yourself. I would say that life doesn't have to be hard, that you don't have to be miserable, and that you don't have to be surrounded by a bunch of cunts. And that if that's how you grew up, you know, without even realizing it, you go out into the world and you surround yourself with those same kinds of people just because you're used to it. And then maybe one day you get to what I figured out about a year ago is like, hey, you know, I really don't have to hang out with a bunch of assholes. You know? I think that's why so many marriages don't work out. It's because you just want to get away from your family, and then you go out and you end up marrying the exact same kind of... I was just having this conversation last night over a couple of beers. You know? Whatever misery you grew up with, if you're not careful, you go out and you marry it. You know, expecting change. Don't. I guess that's what I can't even say I learned it. I noticed it. I was like, hey, look at that shit over there. All right, good. That's. If you guys really want to freak me out, ask me some new agey questions, and that'll be a new section of the podcast where you get to watch me squirm and be fucking uncomfortable. What am I up to right now? 29 minutes. All right. I'm going to try to keep these a little bit shorter here. All right. Hey, Bill, have you ever gotten revenge on a person, on an object, or an object, like a printer in Office Space, that movie? I got to admit, I'm not a big revenge person. I don't feel comfortable with it. I always, like, that goes to a really dark place. That's like you're holding the hand of the devil when you do some shit like that. Like, I walk away. If someone really fucks me over, I just, lesson learned, I walk away. Like, I've never, if I ever dated a girl and she fucked me over or something, I just said, fuck it. I walked away. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm not doing it. And I know me is not only, have I just gotten fucked over, now I'm going to seek revenge, and there's odds are that I'm going to get caught seeking revenge, and that's the worst. Because that's like one time I had, first time I lived out here in L.A., I came back from being on the road for 2 weeks, and there was a note on my door saying that they needed to check my smoke alarms, and that they needed to check them by this certain date. And by the time I got off the road, the date was literally like a week earlier, right? So evidently they had the legal right to go into my apartment, because if my smoke detectors, are faulty, a fire in my apartment affects the other units. That was their reasoning. So I walked in there, and I could just immediately tell that someone had been in my apartment. And this is one of these deals back in the day when I really did the road for a long time. Like when I came back, I've been on the road so long, like all the water had basically evaporated out of my toilet. You know what I mean? There was like half an inch of water, like that type of shit, right? And I was sitting there, and I sat down. It was like fucking I don't know what it was, some sort of, I was going to say ESP. I don't know what the fucking proper term is, but I could just feel it. I was like, something's not right. And I got up, and I looked through my apartment, and I was missing a camera. I was missing a watch, and the person had picked through my CD collections. Evidently, they were a rap fan, because that's all they took. And, nickel and dime shit. So I went downstairs to the management, and I was like, I come back from being on the road. You say you're going to check my smoke detectors, and I walk in there. I'm missing a watch, missing CDs, I'm missing cameras. The place is still locked from the inside, and the guy immediately just snapped on me. He's like, look, I don't appreciate you coming down here accusing blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I didn't accuse anybody. I don't appreciate you standing here getting upset with me. Like when this guy he totally tried to gorilla his way through the shit. And at one point he's just like, whatever. He's like, I have the power. He literally said that. And I wanted to reach across and just rip this guy's fucking throat out. So my girlfriend at the time goes, you know who the guy is? I'm like, yeah. She goes, you know where his car is? Yeah. She goes, you should go down and fuck up his car. And I really thought about doing it. But I was like, all right, you just went down to the guy's office. You just had a really heated argument with that fucking guy. There was people there who witnessed it. You know what I mean? There's cameras in the garage. If I do it, I know I'm going to get fucking caught. So, actually, I did get revenge. What am I talking about? I know what I did. Instead, I stood outside the office and, what did I do? No. I think it was still part of the argument. Someone came walking in, and they were getting ready to rent an apartment in the building, and I told them the story. I go, and I came back off the road, and there's stuff missing, and I'm talking to this guy, and this guy's yelling at me. I'm telling you, the elevators are slow, and the two people were like, thanks a lot, and they walked out. And then I looked at the guy, and I said, let me tell you something. I'm a comedian. I don't work days. I will sit out here every single day in a lawn chair, and I'll tell every person who comes walking in there. And I saw the guy get nervous, and I knew I was completely full of shit because I had to go on the road again the next day. And so, yeah, I never seek revenge, and it still bugs me, and I try to lie to myself going, you know what, he'll get his. That guy will get his. And you know what I've realized? Those guys don't get theirs. They continue to rob and steal, but I don't know, maybe they're miserable. Do you guys believe in that shit? Do you think that vengeance is mine, saith the Lord? Do you believe in that shit? I kind of believe in it. And then sometimes I think, well, didn't just some rich people write the Bible so I would feel comfortable being poor? Yeah, and we fuck you over. Don't take vengeance on us. Don't worry. This invisible guy, after we're dead, he'll take care of us. That's the one thing why I don't believe in the Bible, because everyone who preaches it is living this lifestyle that they would not get into heaven. You know? Like, look at George Bush. George Bush is a Jesus freak. The guy's out of his fucking mind. You know? He's out of his fucking mind. Would Jesus, somehow take us to war? I'm not trying to get political here. I'm not saying the guy did the right thing or the wrong thing. I don't fucking know. But I'm just saying, if I was truly a Jesus freak, I would not advocate going to war. And one of the things that scares me about fucking people getting to religion is the more religious they get, the more violent and unaccepting they get of other people. That is one of the most hackiest things I've ever said, because other people have made that point. But it's fucking true. It's true. Like, I don't give a shit about gay guys. They can fucking blow each other all day long. What the fuck do I care? They're not hurting anybody. I don't want to see it. But we have laws against that. Don't blow your boyfriend out in the fucking street, But I think you ought to be able to do it on a futon, behind some walls. I don't think you're going to hell. I mean, for me, it would be a hellacious experience, but, whatever. All right. Just continue on, Bill. You made your point, and now you're going to ruin it. All right. Plow ahead. All right. Hey, Bill, on TV, they sometimes talk about how it cost $11 trillion to have Chris Rock come to your house and do 50 minutes of stand-up. How much will it cost to have Bill Burr come over to a fan's house and perform stand-up for 50 minutes? What a great fucking question. It would cost you. I do it for $12, but I would have some riders attached to it that would up the performance price. Okay, first off, there has to be some sort of stage. Okay, and it literally could be that brick part that comes out from your fireplace. I'll stand on that, or maybe an ottoman. What's an ottoman? Is that the thing you put your clothes in, or is that the thing you put your feet on? I'm talking about the thing you put your feet on. One of those things, and also I have to be helicoptered in. You have to have a backyard as big enough for me to land in, okay? And then I'm going to get off the helicopter, and I'm going to be wearing a scarf, silk scarf that you pay for that I will never address during my performance. No one at the party is allowed to make eye contact with me. Everyone will sit around the fucking ottoman or that thing you put your feet on, Indian style, and I will do my jokes. And I will not look at any of you. I will fucking be staring at the toaster the entire time. I want a toaster in the back of the room. I will do this for $12. You pay me $12, you helicopter me in, you buy the scarf, I will stand on a fucking ottoman, and I'll do 25 minutes for $12. All right? You got the fucking $12 and the money to book the helicopter, I will do it. I'm really talking myself into a fucking YouTube moment. And that's it. And no one can make eye contact with me. Just like Pope at Greenwich Village. And you don't say goodnight to nobody. That way she got to stare at the fucking floor when she walks out. Charlie! Something, that's the tandem I'm waiting to get back together. Everybody talks about Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon back in the day. What about Mickey Rourke and Eric Roberts? Can they get together again? Mickey Rourke is back. I think it's time for those guys to do another fucking movie before they're too goddamn old. So there you go. There's your answer. $12, a helicopter ride, no eye contact, a scarf, and a fucking ottoman. And you got yourself a comedian, but not for 50 minutes, all right? If you give me $24, I'll do the 50 minutes. All right, here we go. Overrated, underrated. Okay, underrated. How awesome whoever the first guy was to coin the phrase mustache ride. I have to admit, I've never heard of this phrase. How much confidence and creepiness does one have to ooze in order to say something like that to an actual living, breathing woman? Probably happened sometime during the 70s when everyone was sporting a mustache and a leisure suit. Oh, is that what you did back in the day? Hey, sweetheart, you like to take a mustache ride? I don't know. I've never heard of that one. Here's a good one. Underrated. What red wine will do to your erection? True story. A while back, I had a girl over for dinner at my place. I drank about 3 glasses of wine. I was expecting to make out with her, It was kind of a first date, so I wasn't expecting the opportunity to get laid. So evidently this guy kept drinking. So, well, the opportunity arose to get laid, and I didn't. I was sitting on the edge of my bed, pulling my dick like I was trying to get an old lawnmower to start, and nothing. You know how embarrassing it is to be jerking off in front of a girl while apologizing? I've been there. I can never look that girl in the eye again. I've heard the term whiskey dick, but never heard a mention of red wine. How come no one ever told me that could happen? I think whiskey dick just sort of was supposed to be all-encompassing of alcohol in general. I think whiskey dick, I guess, has a decent ring to it. Beer dick doesn't sound good. Wine dick. Actually, whiskey dick doesn't sound good either. I never liked that either. I never liked that expression. There's got to be some sort of alliteration going on there. Or beer cock. That's not good. Wine willy wino. I don't know what it is. But no, whiskey dick means all alcohol. But no one ever explained that. Because you took it literally. Like, oh, don't drink whiskey, I won't be able to get an erection. But evidently, I can drink fucking red wine all night like some fucking divorced 48-year-old woman with 2 kids. What's wrong with you as a man that you're sitting there drinking red wine? Was that her idea? Were you wearing a scarf? I bet you were. You should have been helicoptered in with your bottle of red wine. All right, overrated. How excited people get over getting their tax refund. You know something? That's one of the best overrateds ever. That's a fucking great one. Someone's like, I'm getting $3,000 back from the government. $3,000 back from the $16,000 they took from me throughout the year. And the kicker is that while I was sitting in my accountant's office, I don't really use government. I realize I don't really use government services. I don't have any kids in school. I live in New York City, so I don't drive on state roads. I'm 27, and I've never needed a cop throughout my whole life. I never called the fire department. I've never been on welfare. The only thing the government has done for me in the past year is pick up my garbage and make sure I get more HD channels. I realize I have to pay taxes, and ultimately I don't mind doing it. But in the hindsight, $13,000 is way too much to pay to have someone take away your garbage. That's more than $1,000 a month. I could drive a top-of-the-line Lexus for that type of money. Yeah, and put your garbage in the trunk and take it over to the dump. Exactly. No, you know what the funny thing is about people getting their tax refund back? They're all excited, and they never stop to think that you gave the government an interest-free loan. Like you could have had that $3,000 plus the money that you owed the government sitting in your bank account or whatever, earning interest, and then at the end of the year you could just give them the money that you owed them. You should. What is that? You claim zero? Is that what it is? That's what you should do, and then you get some sort of psycho accountant to whittle the fucking charges down, and then you pay them. That's how you do it. You know what it is? Most people, they don't want to deal. You know, and they just kind of look at, dude, it's money in the bank. No, it isn't. It isn't money in the bank. It's money lost. That's what it is. And then what do they do when they get their fucking money back? What do? They go out and they take it, and they go out and buy a shiny liability.
Dude, I went out and I bought a fucking flat screen, dude. That's what I did.
Oh, that's great. It's great. Do you realize the second you hung it on your wall, it's worth $600 now? You dumb fuck. Underrated. Mom and pop hardware stores, emailing, classic Bruce Lee kung fu movies, and good girls. Oh, good girls are so underrated. So underrated. Why do we always pick the horse? Fellas. Huh? Why? You know why? Because you're dick. You're dick. It's your fucking dick. I don't even need to explain it. I don't even need to explain it. It just goes back to that Discovery Channel thing. The same way the lions, the lionesses are sitting there, and when they look at the herd, do they go after the best gazelle? No, they go after the weakest one because it's the easiest kill. It's what it is. It's fucking what it is. All right, overrated. Giant corporate stores, iPhones, Jackie Chan movies, and Valentine's Day. Really, one day out of the year where the price of roses, teddy bears, and chocolates skyrockets because some naked baby wants to fly around shooting arrows in people's asses. Just surprise your girl on a random day with that shit. She won't expect it and will appreciate it 100 times more than if you did it on Valentine's Day. Could not agree with you more. I got to say something. You guys are really up in your fucking game here. You know? Great questions, great underrated, overrated, great stories. I mean, I didn't have to do shit this week. I just sat here and fucking read it. Like a fucking local newscaster. Which is kind of good, because I think I was kind of off my game today. I'm sitting here in my freezing fucking cold apartment. I got this awful heater. You know what I mean? The place where I live in is a really cool building, but it's old as fuck. It's like one of those old-time Hollywood, you know, back when it said Hollywood Land. That's when this thing was built. It was made in the late 1930s. I like living in old places like that, but, it sucks to heat them. I always think about the conversations. You know what I mean? Or shit that happened. I bet Charlie Chaplin came over here and banged some wannabe starlet in my shower. His little Hitler mustache getting all fucking wet, you know. I'm just picturing Charlie Chaplin still wearing that hat and making that I'm fucking you real good face, you know, where you bite your lower lip. Oh, he was probably all nervous, too, because what happened to Fatty Arbuckle, but he still had to do it, you know, because he didn't pick a good girl. He didn't. He went over here and fucked a whore. You know? That's what I always wonder. You ever get an old apartment, you just wonder what the fuck happened? You know? This place was around, right before World War II. All the conversations that had taken place, all that stuff. The amount of people from different generations bitching about how this heater doesn't work. I don't know. The Red Scare, Kennedy getting whacked, the white flight in Detroit. I don't know why I just brought that up. You know why? Because the guy who fucking shaves my head's from Detroit. And he lived through all that shit. Detroit is such a sad fucking city. This guy was telling me how back in the day, some of the richest people in the world lived in Detroit. Back when the Big Three was the Big Three and the Ford family, they all lived there. And because they had all this cash, all these great department stores, all these museums in Detroit. Look at it. Years later, 8 Mile, Eminem, Kid Rock, these angry fucking white kids because they grew up in a fucking BFI bin. What's a BFI bin, Bill? Well, that's the name of the fucking waste management in Massachusetts. A garbage dumpster. Right? All right. I guess that's it. That's, I had rainy Monday energy on this one. But what are you going to do? You can't have a bitch about these fucking things because they're free. All right? And if you are, go fuck yourself. You cheap fuck. You know? I've actually had, people criticize my podcast. That one wasn't as good as last week's. Really? Do you feel cheated out of money, you fucking cunt? You know how hard it is to babble by yourself? Wow, all the way up to 47 minutes. I really have diarrhea of the fucking mouth here. All right, let me get off the phone here. All right, so here are some of my upcoming gigs. I have a gig on, shit, what is the fucking date of it? Well, I know I'm going to be in Ogden this weekend. And I'm going to be, I have an LA date coming up. Hang on. Let me open it up. Where the fuck is it? I don't know what the fuck it is. Shit. I'm going to be at the Comedy Store doing a show on... Oh, I know. I'll go into my cell phone here. This is garbage time right now. Irvine. What? Oh, I guess I'm going to be in Irvine, the Irvine Improv on February 24th. Is that right? You know what? I'll have the information next week. It'll be no big deal. But I got a couple of L.A. shows coming up. You know what? I have to call somebody right now. You want to hear me call and ask somebody about what the fuck when my next gig is? Is your life that empty? Are you really? Is that how much you hate your fucking job? You're actually going to listen to this phone call? It is, isn't it? You got to do a gut check right now. Who is that computer lady? Please enjoy the music while your party is reached. I'm on hold right now. Hang on. Hey, Jeff, when am I doing that show with you at the Comedy Store? February 26th. Okay, cool. All right, I just need to put it, I'm going to put it on my website right now, all right? Okay. All right, I'm doing good. I got somebody on the other line. Let me call you right back. Okay, bye. You like that?
All right, February 26th, I'm going to be at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles doing Jeff Richards' show. It's a show to help benefit hungry people who don't have any food, you know. And it's not starving people either. It's just, you know, like you ever just been driving around town, you're like, fuck, I'm starving. Those kinds of people. People who actually, have eaten that day, but they haven't eaten in 6 hours, so they feel like they're starving. We're actually going to help them out, you know, because everybody's helping out those starving kids in Africa. Anybody can do that shit. Who actually helps out starving people who technically aren't starving? They just haven't eaten in a while, and their bodies are now breaking down the muscle that they built up at the gym. All right. Thank you very much for listening. Please keep the great podcast questions coming, the underrated, overrated, the movie reviews, calling my car faggy, whatever the fuck you want to do. And that's it. Oh, look at the sun came out right at the end of the podcast. Isn't that beautiful? Talk to you next week. Bye.
Of all colors, laser golden, string feet up to a double, waterfall over my head. From out of seal drum, I rang a silent bell beneath the shower of pearls in the eagle winged palace of the queen. Child.
like sitting there sipping tea with the wife, and oh look who came.